is a Leaf, and Philippe Myers remains a Leaf. Yes, I am making a video about it. I guess this is why you watch the games, huh? You never really know where a season is gonna take you. This summer when the Toronto Maple Leafs signed Philippe Myers, like, did that even register with you? You were like, oh, how tall is he? He's very tall. Okay, that's kind of neat. Kind of neat for a guy who's gonna be like their 9th defenseman? And now here we are in January, the Leafs are first place in the Atlantic, and he is Morgan Rielly's defense partner. And yet he has still been a healthy scratch in more games than he hasn't been. He's only played 11 games so far this season, and in those 11 games, he was good enough to earn himself a 2-year contract extension at a raise. And money and cap hit is very important to the story of Philippe Myers. Let's talk about it. Philippe Myers is currently on a 1-year, $775,000 contract with the Leafs. He is on a league min deal. Next year and the year after, he is going to be playing for $850,000. Now, that is a raise. It is a raise far bigger than pretty much anyone watching this video right now is ever going to get 1 year. Forget the part where he makes nearly $1 million. Where do I sign up to get a $75,000 raise year to year? But still, in the terms of being a professional athlete, being an NHL player, 75 grand, meh. Nothing. You know how you see a player sign for like, oh, he signed for 2.1. Yeah, it's less than the 0.1. Math. Here's why money is so important to Philippe Myers' story. Because I do think we need to go back. Even if you had never heard of Philippe Myers before this season, he has played games in every single NHL season since the 2018-19 season. In fact, he has played double-digit NHL games in every season since 2018-19, except for last season when he only played 5 with the Tampa Bay Lightning. He won a championship with the 2016 Rouyn-Noranda Huskies of the QMJHL, and that's a pretty good league. That's where like half of Team Latvia came from. He signs a contract with the Philadelphia Flyers organization, and why not? He ticks so many boxes. He won stuff. Hockey guys like that. He's 6'5". Hockey guys love that. Hovering around 220 pounds. Hockey guys love that. And oh, here's the big one. Drum roll. He is a right-handed defenseman. Hockey guys love that. You'd basically be dumb not to try to sign the guy. So he signs a contract with the Philadelphia Flyers organization, and wouldn't you know it, he does pretty well with the Lehigh Valley Phantom. 21 points in 50 games as a rookie in the A, that's pretty good. 9 goals, 33 points in 53 AHL games the following year. And if that sounds good to you, the Philadelphia Flyers agree. They gave him a shot in the NHL. He played 21 NHL games, even got his first NHL goal. And if you didn't hear about Myers before this season, shame on you, because he played his best hockey of his career in Toronto. No, it wasn't with the Toronto Maple Leafs. No, it wasn't even with the Toronto Marlies. It was during the COVID bubble in the Eastern Conference, which happened to be held in Toronto. Full circle. Philippe Myers' 1920 season in the NHL, technically still his rookie season, was cut short, just like everyone else's, but he still played 50 games. In those 50 games, he got 4 goals. Again, as a defenseman. Ooh, okay. Where the legend of Philippe Myers begins is in the playoffs. 16 games played with the Philadelphia Flyers. He had 3 goals during those 16 games, including a second-round OT winner against the Islanders. Now, here's where money comes into play. You have a young right-handed defenseman who has won in junior and appears to be a gamer at the NHL level. He's huge in terms of height and width. You gotta sign this guy, and you gotta sign this guy to a contract that makes sense for the both of you. Myers signs a $2.55 million per year contract with the Flyers over multiple years. This is where perception is everything. Are you happy Philippe Myers is on the Leafs? Yeah, he's done pretty well. Okay, what if I told you he makes actually over $2.5 million against the cap? Yeah, it's a little different, right? Heading into the season, I didn't even know if I like Connor Timmins making $1.1 million, and here's Myers making more than double that with the Flyers. This is just one guy's opinion, but that amount of money was probably too much too soon, because it ended up affecting his ability to stay in the National Hockey League. He also had the burden of potential and the burden of value. Now that sounds weird, because those sound like good things. I mean, dude, he's making all this money. He's obviously somewhat highly touted, and people value him. That's a good thing, right? Well, what happened after he signed that big deal? Well, the cap stayed flat, so everyone is penny pinching. People still really liked the guy, so he ends up involved in a trade. He's actually been in 2 huge trades. First, Next, he was traded from the Philadelphia Flyers along with Nolan Patrick to the Nashville Predators in exchange for defenseman Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis, big-time right-hand defenseman. He's an obvious upgrade, no offense to Philippe Myers, but that's how highly touted this guy was at one point. The return for Ryan Ellis was a former second overall pick, right, in Nolan Patrick, and Philippe Myers, who's the other right-handed defenseman in the trade. Like, Nashville is like, okay, if we're going to give up this right-handed defenseman, we need to get one back, and it was him, replacing Ryan Ellis. That's wild. Well, do things work out in Nashville? No. Does he return to the playoff form that we saw in the bubble? No. In fact, he was even traded to the Toronto Marlies in a minor league deal, so the Nashville Predators still held his NHL rights, but he was playing games for the Toronto Marlies. This was in the 2021-22 season, and it went okay, even though it was a pretty short stint, 7 points in 16 games, all right. The next season, he ends up with the Tampa Bay Lightning. How? Does he end up signing with them? No, he's traded for another Big Ryan. Philippe Myers was part of the package that the Predators sent to the Lightning in exchange for Ryan McDonagh. Philippe Myers has already been traded for Ryan Ellis and Ryan McDonagh in his career. Now, luckily for Myers, playing with the Tampa Bay Lightning organization and the Syracuse Crunch, that's where his career starts to take back ground. 52 games in his first season with the Syracuse Crunch, 8 goals from the back end. Hell yeah. 29 points. Hell yeah. 88 penalty minutes. And last season, even though he only got into 5 NHL games with the Tampa Bay Lightning, it was a victory in itself for Philippe Myers for setting a new career high for professional games played in a season. Or rather, a record since his NHL debut. During the 18-19 season, between the Flyers and the Phantoms, he played 74 pro games. After that, 56, 44, 27 plus 16, that's not very good. 11 plus 52, he almost got there. Last year, he got into 66 games. He hits the market as a free agent this past summer, no longer making millions of dollars. Now, making millions of dollars would probably be preferable to not making millions of dollars. But if your ultimate goal is to end up in the NHL and maybe make some extra coin because you're playing in the NHL, this could be a new opportunity for him. He ends up choosing a familiar destination in Toronto where he has already played. And he did play 3 games with the Toronto Marlies this season, but the organization decided we're going to keep him in the NHL. And there was a long stretch where he was just a healthy scratch. I think it was double-digit games where he was just sitting there. But now, with the absence of Jani Hakanpää, who the Leafs signed and were kind of hoping he would be Morgan Rielly's defense partner, someone's got to play next to Mo. They tried OEL there. They tried Tanev there. He's better with Jake McCabe. They tried Connor Timmins there. And now all of a sudden, when Philippe Myers is in the lineup, he's playing with Morgan Rielly, a $7.5 million defenseman. But again, 6'5" every time he steps on the ice, 220 pounds every time he steps on the ice, right-handed every time he steps on the ice. All these things are working in favor of Myers. Now, what about his game? If you look back at Myers with the Flyers, which is just really fun to say, you can't believe this is the same guy. With the Leafs, he's a little bit more methodical. The snarl is there, but the confidence is still building. With the Flyers, he was a mean rookie, but oh my God, could this guy rip the puck. Whether it was a clapper from distance or wrister from in the slot, he scored a goal on the Leafs on a breakaway. He has the build of a net front beast, but the abilities of an offensive defenseman. Like, there's some skating there too. Again, what is not to like? A question that the Leafs obviously asked themselves, and they decided, you know what? Let's sign him. If you are a quality depth player, the Leafs are willing to sign you to a reasonable long-term deal. Bobby McMann, $1.35 million against the cap for the next 3 years. That deal's working out pretty well. Simone Benoit, $1.35 million against the cap times 3 years. That deal's working out pretty well. Marshall Rafai got a 3-year contract extension. That dude hasn't even played a game with the team this year yet, although he did recently get called up because they're like, hey, he's a pretty good player and we want to keep this guy around for a while. If he's playing great with the Marlies, great. If we end up having to call him up, great. We like this player. Why wouldn't we try to keep this player? So they're keeping him. And now there's Philippe Myers, who earnestly, even though he earned this multi-year contract extension with a raise, is probably not one of their top 6 defensemen if the whole situation is healthy. Let's say Hakanpää comes back. All right, it's Hakanpää and Rielly, and then it's Tanev and McCabe, and then you probably have Benoit OEL. Timmins might be in there. Like, is Myers better than Timmins? The gap isn't huge. You need depth, though. You need quality depth. This is a solid depth piece for solid depth piece money. There's nothing to not like about this deal. Unless you can find something, let me know in the comments down below. I'm very interested to see if this player can keep getting better. I'm very interested to see how he stays in the lineup, and I would love it if this dude returned to bubble Flyers form. Imagine Myers getting another OT winner in Toronto, but this time it's for the boys in blue. Let me know what you think in the comment box down below. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends. I just made a video about, and you just watched a video about a Leafs depth signing that was this long. And you loved it, and I loved it, and we all loved it. Let's be sickos together.